Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, there we go. We're live.
Yeah.
Look at those handsome guys right there.
Those are your wingmen. I like that you got both at least the suits in it. Like, look at us, and we're sort of in the same like natural state. That's a good work, Aaron. No, good work.
I make sure we both looked good in our suits, ready to rock and roll. You know?
Yeah. You rock the
knew we were professional.
Sorry.
Make sure that people know we're professionals.
Listen, you know, the suit doesn't wear the man. The man wears the suit, baby.
That
100%. 100%. You got to. It's the whole thing. It's sort of attached like armor. You know when you see a guy walk into a room like that, the suit's wearing him. And it's just you know, you can see. But it's a confidence thing. It's a dude. If I could, I probably would wear a suit every day. I don't know. Like, I'm enjoying the casualness of this. Like, I like this feeling. It makes me feel good. But, like, you know, when you put on a suit, though, like a three-piece, you don't muck around.
That is true. You do feel good when you're in a suit. During this quarantine, I've been at home, and to be productive, I've woken up, put on a suit here in my apartment just to get work done.
You put on a suit?
Yeah, you gotta throw on a suit sometimes just to like feel good and get ready to rock and roll.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. I remember when I was in Australia and I was like, I really want to get a lot of stuff done this week. And I said, I'm gonna feel like I'm going to like a high-end Wall Street job. So I put on a three-piece custom, like my most expensive suit that I had. And I won't lie, like I probably was more productive, but just the mindset of like me in my mode, I was like, you definitely don't want to eat that. Like you definitely just want to be like sharp. Every time you're doing something, like would a guy in a suit do this? What would a guy in a suit do right now?
I love it, man. Well, JayJay, we're a couple minutes in. I feel like it's time to get this party started. So I'm gonna play our little intro video here.
Give you a little bit of a taste from the teaser.
We will rock and roll. Here we go.
All right, nice, man. It got a little bit cutty at the end, but it was great. Look at you cutting now, producer, editor, like.
Oh man, all kinds of stuff.
You're a man of all the hats.
You gotta adapt during this time period. You know, I can't just be an actor, a host, and a DJ. Now I've got to become a producer. I've got to become a graphic designer, a videographer. You gotta wear all the hats in this particular day and age.
It's talking about hats, actually. You know, it's interesting how not even now, but in LA, what I do like about LA is that you can't sort of just be one person's skill, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't need to be an expert as a singer. Like, you don't need to be able to do full Mariah Carey numbers. But then, like, it's sort of expected, like, that you should be able to sing a little bit in LA. This is maybe a bad example, but like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're an actor, can you dance, or can you at least go with the beat? Can you do some kind of moves? You know, singing. And when I've noticed when I used to be a casting director, when we would do a role and I'd ask other people's skills, when they say like they couldn't sing or they couldn't dance, you would go, kind of thing. Like, why? Like, you can't even dance at all, and some people just can't dance, or they just can't sing. It's just they can't do it. Like, literally, they can't do it. But it seems like you've got to sort of be able to sort of jump into different areas.
So is that
the best in the world do that?
So is that you said that they just can't do that. Is that a physical thing, or is that like their mindset, or is that like a limiting belief for them?
I think it's probably more so limiting than they like literally are just, you know, the word is unco, but you know, they just can't they can't sing on tune. Like, what do you call it when they can't hit a note kind of thing?
Yeah,
but I think a lot of people, they haven't even practiced that skill set to sharpen the edges or at least like make the knife. Let's call it a knife. Like the knife is your sword. It's not even sharp enough to like. They could sharpen it just to cut something. You don't have to try, cut, whatever, an animal kind of thing. But what I'm saying is it should be able to at least be brought out and like you can get through. You can save yourself kind of thing. Like that. Some people just I've never even looked at singing. Like you should at least learn a couple of songs or at least go learn the scales.
Learn something.
And it's interesting and how to bring this together right now. It's like, this is where we can really figure out like, okay, like what are the other things that other people have that I don't have? I'm not expected to learn how to be a professional singer, but hey, can I actually dance to the beat? Can I actually do some moves? And the way to do that is every morning, every night, an hour, put that time into pressing a song on YouTube, how to do a 2-step. You're not trying to be Usher, but if you could learn, like everyone learned this move. You know this move, Aaron? Where you go?
Oh, the glide. You're talking about the glide.
Yeah. But like, and that for me, like I've always it's just been one of those things on stage, right? But because I'm on stage and you can play with it, but like it doesn't hurt to have a couple of those. Oh, that was cool, because it gives you a sense of confidence, and it gets people to go, oh, like he can move a little bit. In human psychology, people don't know what they don't know, right? And that's not even human psychology. That's just obvious. But if you do this, this is great. We're just going into it. If I come and do these moves right now, right, and move like this, and like I'm smiling, kind of thing, and I'm just like,
you're doing the dance moves right now.
You don't go to me. You wouldn't think, oh, he's a terrible dancer. You probably assume that I can dance really well. Now, I'm not a dancer. I'm not a great dancer, but I've just learned a few moves, and I've embraced that confidence that people have accepted that.
Yeah.
And liked it. So now if I go into a room, if I go to a casting room, if I go and say I can dance and I just like do a couple of moves, that's what people need to see. So I think what we can teach people today is that you don't need to be a professional person of skill set to at least impress someone or at least show someone you can do an extra thing in your repertoire, if that makes sense. Example, with your editing, I'm sure you are a great editor, but what people could probably learn how to do that on FCP and Final Cut Pro,
Yeah, I mean, there's so many resources out there between YouTube and just other people that have done it. I mean, that's what I've been doing most of the time is I get an idea in my head of what I want to do for our project, or I get a vision for it. And I'm like, well, how do I do this? And then I can kind of Google it and look it up on YouTube or on Google or whatever. And then next thing you know, I'm off and running. So you got to do that.
Exactly. And I think it's really important that now you've got the time to learn a couple of extra things, because it doesn't hurt to have in your repertoire, because now we have to sort of be a little bit of we have to bring out all our sort of ammo when we need it, because you may not have the money to have a professional editor. And some things don't need a professional editor to do that. Like, when I was doing my events, man, like I could create the poster myself on pages or like on Microsoft Word, and it was really challenging because Microsoft Word's not for a designer. It's not a designer.
Not at all.
You're like, oh, is that straight? And you show your friends, you're looking on the phone like, oh shit, I got to change this.
Yeah. No, that's all.
But this is the thing, and I think where I'm going, this is resources. You have no excuse now. There's no one that's told me something recently where I haven't been able to give them some resource. And I'm not saying go on YouTube, because that's like sort of like opening up the newspaper. I'm like, okay, well, just find anything. Okay, well, you have to search through. Now there are specific programs, there are specific websites really for all the things we need as to be a better person. You've got video editing apps, you've got new like design apps, you've got a masterclass, you've got like StreamYard, you've got Instagram Live, you've got photo apps, you've got everything, so people feeling when they feel helpless are really telling me that they aren't really willing to do the work or look around. They're actually
you gotta put that work in, and you're talking about all these great resources and empowerment. And I know that yesterday you just did. Was it a workshop or was it a class? A summit? What did you do yesterday? I know you got a bunch of different things going on. It's hard to keep up with you.
Yeah. It was a female empowerment event. So I wanted to get 3 influencers, global influencers, and it was 3 girls, all from around the world. Nat was here, Sabi was in New Zealand, and Katie was in Australia. And just bring people together and give the women self-belief and some tools of what to do throughout this time, you know? And it was definitely, it was really eye-opening because, you know, being with a bunch of women, and, you know, I was the host, but I was welcomed, you know, just to hear, sort of be the interactive fly on the wall, like listen to like what they're dealing with and their problems. And there's obviously completely different energy for females than there are for men, you know, and how the one thing I learned actually, which I'll just share really quickly, is how important it is for all of us, but especially women, to cry, because crying, what happens is crying releases like this kind of, it's not dopamine, it is cortisol, which makes you feel extremely better. It's like our release, Aaron, for the gym. You feel amazing after the gym. That feeling that we get from the gym when you come home and shower and you're like driving to your location or whatever, that exact feeling is the same thing a woman gets when she cries. So we need to not tell women, don't cry, you don't need to do that, you know, kind of, that's like telling us you don't need to go to the gym, you don't need to go work out.
You're giving me flashbacks of a terrible time. I can tell you, it was.
And for men as well, I need to jump in, but for men too.
March 8th, 2020 is when I got the notification that the gym would be closing. And that was the last day that I cried. I can remember that day.
Did you cry?
Yesterday. It feels like seven moons ago, but
you know, it's interesting. I don't know how you. I'm curious to know how you feel, but I am curious to know how you feel. But like, I definitely haven't been obviously on my game. You know, obviously we're not fatty boombas, right? Because my food hasn't been super strict, tight, because, you know, when you train, you want to eat a little bit, but I'm definitely enjoying myself. And this has been a great release for me to go, okay, I was definitely overtraining before and I was probably under eating. So it was good to have a feeling of I'm okay like this and nothing's changed for me. And I don't feel, because, you know, to share, Aaron, you know, and everybody, you know, there was definitely insecurities with the body, you know, not from a I'm not attractive, but I want to be more ripped, or I want to be in this way, or I want to look like Aaron, or I want to look like this guy. Like, how come I'm not like that and I need to work harder? But it was nice feeling having this kind of break, because I realized I'm okay, nothing's happened. Yes, it sucks, but I've realized what's more important actually, and where I'm going with this is, like, I'm curious to know, like, how do you feel? But the thing is, like, how do you feel muscle wise? Like, do you feel different in the mind? I definitely feel a little bit slower for me. I don't feel yuck, but I definitely don't feel tight. And I feel a little like, I know my body isn't. I'm feeling a little bit more sore actually. I don't know. How do you feel?
So, I mean, that kind of leads us into what we're going to talk about today, which is like mindsets and limiting beliefs and whatnot. So when you talk about mindset and you talk about how I'm feeling with all that, I go probably a few days in these routines, and then I kind of reevaluate. I reevaluate what's happening and reassess, and I go, wait, I haven't worked out in 2-3 days now, and usually I'm there almost every day. And like you said, that's just like my release. So I reassess that and I go, I need to do something about this. And I was doing push-ups, but now I've literally, right here, I've literally like loaded my bags. I'm recycle, reduce, reusing. I've loaded my bag with just like water bottles. I've refilled. I've got my empty protein. You can't see it, but I got my like empty protein container that I filled. So I just popped in my backpack, and now I've got some dumbbells here, you know? So I reassess and I try and like make it happen because I know what's good for me. And I feel when I start to get into those like Netflix binges that it's just limiting me on what I'm doing. And it's changing my mindset to be like, oh, I'll get that done later, or I can work on that another time. And that's kind of how my mindset has been with like gym and all that.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And look, it is challenging too because, you know, in the gym, you can set goals as well. I'm not saying you can't set goals doing, okay, I can do 100 sort of like squats, but I don't know. There's just the whole thing of it. You know, it's been challenging, but you know, it's a lesson as well. So, you know, Aaron, let me ask you this, like, and I think what's great talking about limiting beliefs, because yesterday I noticed in the call as well, I had a call before that about what's stopping us getting to the next level. Like, what is the one thing that we want to do and why aren't we there yet? You know? Awesome. And it's really what I'm noticing, it's very rarely on the resources, right? Because you can be creative with the resources. And I have to, like, I had a terrible, as much as I've been doing, like, just the wave of insecurity hit me this morning. I don't know why. I woke up and, you know, I try to sit on my bed and do some visualizations just for a little bit, just a quick one, but I just couldn't go there. Every time I go there, something would come up and I was like, let me get out of bed. And I was having a shower and I just wasn't in the zone. And I was like, okay, I got here this morning and I wrote out what I was feeling. And then I sort of woke up a little bit and I went, okay, what's happening here is it's my limiting beliefs. It's something's mentally blocking me here. And if you don't shake that out of you, however you do that, you know, usually exercise or writing it out or something, talking to someone, it can really limit you. And then you know what happens? Those limiting beliefs actually just make you go backwards. And then I just can't do this, you know? We get in our head.
So we're talking about limiting beliefs. Can you define those for us a little bit? Like, what is a limiting belief for the people that are watching?
Well, limiting belief is what you believe in, how far you can believe in something. So I might say to you, let's say this. Aaron, okay, let's ask you this. What's one goal that you really want to do that you haven't done it yet?
I want to write my book on hosting.
Great. And how come you haven't done it?
You know, I keep making excuses and I keep delaying it and I keep putting other things in. I keep prioritizing other things in front of it, you know? And I know a lot of people do that. They just kind of create these other priorities or these other distractions that will prevent them from getting those goals done, you know?
Yeah. So now, look, you're great because you already know what's blocking you, and you can voice that. And I think, like, if we can all do that, it makes life so much easier. You make you more confident. Like, you can say, "Yeah, I'm being lazy," and you know, when you frame it up, when you go like, "Why haven't you done that?" Because it's very hard. It's a very hard question. Why haven't you done that?
Yeah.
Like, it's like a teacher saying, "You haven't done your homework. Why?" And I ask that sometimes with people I coach, sometimes because I don't get it as much anymore. But at the beginning, you'll see someone's emotions come up of, well, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. Now, this is where the limiting beliefs come in. It's not just excuses. And I go, okay, well, I haven't had time and this. Okay, so let me ask you about time. So who made time? Well, who makes the time throughout the day? Well, my boss. Okay, great. So do you have any other time? And what I'm trying to do is have an open conversation about what's stopping them, what's beliefs they're telling themselves, their language of getting them to the next level. And a lot of people, they actually can't face their demons. Because a lot of people, I don't know where I learned this, and I don't know where you learned this from, Aaron. I think it's just a better human if you can be like this. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm failing. And there's nothing wrong with saying I'm lazy. And there's nothing wrong with saying, yeah, I've been eating terrible and I haven't been on my game. Because what that does is that makes, when people can do that, it makes you a sense of confidence in you that you're owning who you are. A lot of people can't do that because it's hurting them. It's pain for them.
Yeah, you talk about that pain and that fear. And I kind of want to move on. I want to move on and talk about that here in a second.
Which
But
can be a limiting belief as well. Like that, this all comes together to a belief of
Yeah.
I can't do something, but that comes from also a fear because you've allowed yourself to just, oh, that I don't have any time. Well, what limiting belief? What belief of you don't have time right now? Who said that? Who made that? Who created that? Or you don't understand? No, no, no. We're not playing the you don't feel sorry for me game right now. I'm not trying to be the. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to put you in a corner. I'm just trying to bounce back what you're telling me.
Yeah, and it's just one of the things like you're saying. So you've got fear, you've got time, you've got all these different excuses for why you're not getting things done, and it becomes. I've heard it at conferences in the past or read it in a book somewhere, but distractions are the enemy of greatness. Like if you're trying to be great at something and you're taking the time to play your video games, or you're taking the time to go through your Instagram feed, or you're watching YouTube TV shows like nonstop, like those are all distractions that are piling more and more crap on your greatness. Like
Yes.
you gotta weed through all those distractions to get to your greatness. And I hear you, man. You're talking my language over there. You're talking my language. Talk to me about fear.
I had a great girl on. Sorry to interrupt. I had a great girl on yesterday who you need to chat with. Her name's Nada. Really, like she's like a goddess, but she specializes in high-end language coaching. I'm like, hello. I mean, like, kind of, she teaches people how to watch that language, not just from a general like. And I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna have to frame it up right now. A 9-to-5 person who goes to their work, they come back, they sort of. That's all they know. They haven't really been given the motivation in their life that they can do more. So this is a lot of people's beliefs that that's not me. I'm not funny enough. I'm not good looking enough. She trains those people, but then Aaron, she trains people that usually, entrepreneurs, very driven people on that block. Like it's mental blocks. I'm like, I love this kind of stuff. So as you were saying, Aaron, all these limiting beliefs are beliefs that we've decided to make up in our minds. And we start believing those beliefs, which limit us from usually doing more, moving forward. And to what you're saying before as well, why you're not writing that book, usually it's procrastination, right? And you put other things to put in the front way, I'll get to it later, as you said, or, I don't know, like there hasn't been enough drive for you. The ant bite hasn't become a shark bite yet. Like, say, yeah, it's there kind of thing. It's the same thing for me, man. And we can all be there because you can't be like, I just don't think everyone is like 100% in all fields, But if I said to you, listen, man, I'm going to give you 10 grand in 3 days. You need to give me the final book. Guess who's getting the book done? Yeah. So it's figuring out, okay, I got to get this done. I got to do this. I got to make this happen. Like, what's pulling at your heartstrings or your productivity strings enough? I'm doing this. You know, those days when you get into zone, you're like, I'm not stopping. Nothing. Like, it's called a non-negotiable. We are going to get it done. Whatever happens. Like, I call the gym a non-negotiable. Everyone is getting done. I don't care if I go there and I get on the cross train for half an hour and I'm at such a slow place. I just went. Yeah. So limiting beliefs, everybody, it's really important that next time when that comes up, you need to write them out because you need to see them. I talk about this all the time. You can't try and beat your mind to an argument. Your mind's going to beat you. Mind, come on, mind. No, you need to get it out here. You need to write it and write, whoa, okay. What else? Tell me else. It's like it's insecurity. Limiting beliefs like insecurities. What else you got for me, limiting belief? I'm not rich enough. Great. I'm not fast enough. Great. I'm not strong enough. I don't have money. I don't have resources. That's what we're going to do.
And it's what you talked about in our last episode on Monday about like writing certain things down and then just ripping it up. Rip it up, empower yourself. But I would encourage people to almost make 2 lists. I would make the first list that you talk about writing out these limiting beliefs and then writing out the replacement for that. Like, because you can't have bad habits and good habits. Like, you have to replace them. It's like energy. It never goes away. You have to like, it just moves around. So if you're going to get rid of a bad habit, you got to put in a good habit, or another bad habit that's going to creep in. So you got to write out those bad habits or those limiting beliefs, and then write out what you can actually be doing. Like, why is it a limiting belief? No, it's not a limiting belief. Here's how I can solve that. And like, just like those little steps that help you to develop and to grow and to make those changes. And it's just embracing that it's the power of incremental change over time. You're lifting the 5-pound dumbbell, then you're lifting the 10-pound dumbbell, and that's how you grow even more and more, you know?
The thing that I wish more people would share is, especially people who maybe have just started their new life of change and growth. We need more people like that to share how they started at the beginning, because Aaron, you and I, it's hard for us to relate to someone that's 9 to 5 who's like, we can talk about it, we can tell you what to do, but they need to feel someone's like 2 steps ahead of them rather than we're over here. And I'm sure you felt this as well. And this is probably a little limiting belief, but I'm just going to take this as a reason. Sometimes it's challenging for me to speak to the person who's just trying to get out of the rat race and help them and like, hey, here's the road. I'm so far away from them and I'm so much for them because we can do much. We can do so much. Like, I'm doing these events and this, I'm high energy. It's this. It's because I've been in this position for 15 years.
Yeah.
To be able to play at this level. I'm not asking you to play at this level. I'm asking you to just go, hey, just give me an hour. You know, just give me an hour. And that's what I try and do when I coach people. It's like when you try to help someone lose weight, right? You're not trying to get them all in the program, the fitness meals, the protein shake, you know, the calorie intake, the carbohydrate intake after 9, post pre-carb, you know, carb low, carb high. Don't worry about all that. This is what I want you to do. You're going to buy a gym membership. You're going to go to the gym every day, every morning. You're going to walk on the treadmill for 45 minutes, and you're going to send me a photo and so I can see the time. That's what you're going to do. That's it. That's what you're doing. Do that for 2 weeks. You come back at me, you know? And I like just doing that. People can't mentally take too much on their head. We've been there. You and I have been there. It hurts them. It's so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And then you got to give it to them in bite-sized pieces. You know, well, I eat ice cream every day. Great. Keep eating ice cream every day. Really? Yes. They go, but can you do me one favor? Can you just not eat ice cream for like Saturday, like Monday and Tuesday? Oh, I can probably do that. But eat ice cream every other day. Limit, like, and you're not trying to like remove everything. Just take a few things away a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't really have much time. Great. Could you do me a favor? Like tomorrow, when you wake up in the morning, can you just tell me what you do? Then you find out they spend 45 minutes on Instagram. Great. Don't change that. Really? Someone told me it's not good to start my day going on Instagram. Yeah, don't worry about all those people. But can you just do me a favor? While you scrolling on Instagram looking at all those hot babes, haha, he joke. Can you walk on the treadmill at the same time? You do that. Do that. And you're getting them into routine. And what happens, because we all know when they start to feel better, right?
Yeah.
You're getting the wins. I felt great. Great. Can we up that? Great. Now let's put a couple of weights in this. Let's do a couple little squats. Let's get your food better. Then they take their shirt off and they see a little bit of they see that first like drop of just water weight. Oh my gosh. You know? So we're going off here, but what I'm saying, I don't know where we're going with this. But it's
we're talking about the incremental changes here and how that can help us with these limiting beliefs.
Yeah, these limiting beliefs. Yeah, don't overcomplicate it. You know, like my favorite one is I don't have any money at the moment. Right? That's a really good one for me, because it's like it's like a game for me, right? Dude, I'm not rich boy, daddy's money, stocks in the bank, but I'm like, okay, how can we find money? I don't have any money. I'm not smart. I can't just go make money. Okay, what else? Tell me all your limiting beliefs. Give me them all. You know, and then finding a way for them to see it in a different way. Okay, you don't have any money. Could you sell something online? Oh no, I couldn't do that. I don't know I don't have anything online. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Okay, cool. Show me your food bill that you spend every week. What? Show me your restaurant bill that you give me all the receipts on your phone. We'll find you some cash. You know? And then what's happening is you're sort of peeling the onion back. I'm trying to get this person, trying to get people I'm not trying to tell you that I'm right. I'm trying to get you to feel that you can change. That you go, oh, I want that, you know? It's like a magic trick. I figured it out. It's not impressive anymore.
Yeah.
I figured out how it's done.
So you were saying that people need to, you said that using me as an example, you said that I've identified one of those limiting beliefs that's kind of there. So that's something that people need to do. They need to identify what those limiting beliefs are, whether it's 1, 2, 10, whatever.
Yeah.
Once they've done that, we've kind of talked about how to empower yourself with that by writing it out and whatnot. But is there another strategy, or is there another like game plan that they should be following? Is there like feedback? Like how do you track that and like stay on that?
Love that question. And I know exactly the answer. Be watching shows like this. Be around people like this. It's got nothing to do with Aaron and I right now. It's got nothing to do with me and you. We are just tools for you. We are tools in your journey of your life, because your life is all about you. And now this is the jungle world. This is survival world. You know? Yes, we care for you. Yes, your parents care for you. Yes, your girl cares about you. But at the end of the day, you got to be the one to do it. Like, we can all be in your corner cheering you on. Come on, man. Come on. But if you're not willing to jump and do something, no one can make you do it. You know? Even if you're like identical twin and you're stuck together, right? Even if they could pull you along, you could still pull them back because you've got power too. Bad example, but you know what I mean? Like, there's no excuse. So, Aaron, I think now, because, it's a great question, because easier said than done. I try and keep a lot of my contacts, people like you, people that around my life that I know that I'm getting inspired by, and I'm moving, and I'm like, okay, these guys do it, I can do it too, you know. But then also like being around, getting that moral, like that mental support too. You know, just this alone gives people a bit of joy and confidence and a bit of motivation and help, which could just push them over the edge to try something, you know. But I know it's really challenging, everybody, because, you know, if you look at like the two sides of the spectrum at the moment of positivity or of winning and losing, the world wants us to lose right now. It's not on the side of us. So what can you be doing every day to be around places to make you feel better? I don't care what it is. Feel better. Everyone knows how to feel better. Everyone knows what it's like to feel really great. What were you doing that day? You know, example, what I'm doing. Like, I feel my energy's been lifted chatting with you. My mind, I'm out of my own head now. You know, so I would go, okay, I feel better when I share wisdom and I chat with my friends and I'm inspiring people. I should be doing that more every day, rather than be on the computer and overplan stuff, because I just become a hermit. So what makes you feel better? How can you get to a place of feeling powerful?
Yeah.
Not confident. I'm changing this with my language at the moment. It's not confidence, it's not self-belief, right? It's how do I feel powerful? Okay. Well, I feel powerful when I was chatting with my friends. Do more of that. You know? I felt powerful after I went to the gym. Do more of that. You know?
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So JayJay, we got a couple minutes left here.
All right.
We've been talking about mindset and limiting beliefs. So if you can kind of summarize for us and kind of give us a closing on this topic that we're talking about, because we talked about confidence last week or on Monday, and then today we're talking about mindset and limiting beliefs. So you can kind of wrap that up for us.
Yeah. So guys, what's really stopping you to get to the next level? It's not the outer, it's the inner. So what language, what things are you telling yourself every day to stop you from getting to the next level? Well, I don't have time. I don't have money. I'm not like this person. I'm not this. I'm not that. I can't, right? Which is making you feel trapped. It's making you feel weak. It's making you feel very no belief, right? So what can we do to make you feel powerful? What can we do to remove these limiting blocks for you so you can go out and get more? You can go out and do more. When you find that you've got those limiting beliefs, write them down. Then do this. Go and ask for help. Go, hey, how can I? How could I? You know, treat it like a puzzle. How can we figure this one out? And then hang around people, not just me and Aaron, but people that make you feel better. Then you'll feel more powerful. Then you'll get little wins, and you'll get to that next level.
That's great, man. Gotta love that.
Yeah.
Well, JayJay, another episode in the books. Hopefully people are taking that stuff to mind when we're talking about just mindset and limiting beliefs. We're going to come back with another great episode for you guys on Friday. We'll be talking about another fascinating topic, bringing you guys the energy, the confidence, the support, getting your mind in the right place, helping you guys level up and get to greatness.
Level up. Love that.
So,
level up, baby. Level up, people.
You got to level up, you know? And so thank you guys so much for watching us here, your Wingmen to Greatness on Work From Home Network TV. We've got some other great shows that are coming up later on in the day today. I'll tell you guys about those. I just want to pull this up for you. Put that up there so you can see it. Later on today, we've got Power Hour Live. As you can see, that's going to be at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Following that, we've got a show called Biscuits and Gravy. It's about movies and everything great. So definitely check those shows out later on today and in the week. But for now, I'm Aaron Smalls, one of your wingmen over there. That's JayJay. JayJay, say goodbye to the people as we sign off.
Level up. Go be great. Go ask for help. You're not alone in this crazy time of life, all right?